Very important that we look good on the camera.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's one of my principles. It's not excellence only, and everything must be beautiful. And
Absolutely.
everything has to be beautiful.
Exactly. I agree. I agree. I
Even
agree.
in the latest movie I just directed that's starring Jane Kennedy,
Uh-huh.
there's a lady. Well, the premise is that there's a couple and they had a baby. Anyway, her water breaks. So I told the DP, I'm gonna need the breaking water to be
Wow.
pretty. I
Wow.
need the water to be pretty.
And
Yeah.
how did you get breaking water to be pretty? How was that? What did you do
He
to
made
make
it
that
pretty.
pretty? He actually made it pretty?
The water, when you have a child where the water breaks, then
Right.
I don't have any kids.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but
Okay.
when the water breaks and it's like usually a mess, I guess. I was like, I'm
Right.
not having that in my movie. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
need the water to be pretty.
Oh,
So he
that's
made it look sexy.
wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm gonna have to watch it just to see what the water look like.
Looks really good.
Looks good.
It's sexy water.
Wow, sexy water. I don't think I've ever seen sexy water before.
We'll see, tune into Something About Mother, and you will see some sexy water on a leg too. On a pretty
That's what's
brown
up.
leg.
Pretty brown leg. Okay. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and make it happen. It's out of Spotlight 360 Media. We started like this.
Covering the world of entertainment, music, television, film, and much more. Spotlight.
Turn up.
360.
All right, y'all, inside of Spotlight 360 Media right here, presented by The Radio Show. We take somebody who's doing their thing in the world of film, television, and music and have more of an intimate conversation with them to see what's going on in their world nowadays. And joining us now, we have Millena Gay. She's here. She is a film director as well as an actress as well. We're here to talk to her about everything that's going on in her world in our brief conversation. So, Millena, how you doing tonight?
I am doing super fantastic.
Oh, outstanding, outstanding. Now, first of all, happy 4th of July to you, or pre-4th of July to you.
Thank you, and the same to you.
Very good,
Same
very
to
good.
you.
Now, how are you spending your 4th of July?
Well, initially, I was going to be going to a beach party with my friends, and we were just going to be, hanging out, listening to music, playing cards. I love Monopoly, the card game Monopoly. And just hanging out, having a barbecue. But then my bestie, Diane Watson, who I did the documentary on, she called and she said, well, what are we doing tomorrow for the 4th? And I was like, I'm going to the beach. And she's like, well, I can go. And I'm like, no, you can't go to the beach.
Yeah, she can't just go to the beach, huh?
Well, okay, so we went to Bermuda last year.
Okay.
And we had a great time there. We were there for 6 days and it was just fantastic. But, she's going to be 90 this year in about 4 months. And so she was, we were on the beach, but she had her cane and this and that. And, it's a little bit tricky and she just had knee surgery. So, she's like a mom to me. And I'm like, no, we're not. And she's like, no, I can manage and go to the beach. I'm like, no, we're not going to the beach. We may just go to the after party that was going to be after the beach and the fireworks when they close it down. And we're going to go to the after party and watch some more fireworks. So that's like, but that party actually starts at 2, but I just wasn't going to get there till
a little later than 2.
Right, so it's going to be my after party. So I just move things around and just can't go to the beach, and that's fine. And I'm just going to hang out with my bestie at the other party because the way I see it, we won't, I don't know how many more 4th of Julys that we'll be able to spend hanging out and just doing our thing. So I'm just but I can go to the beach any old time. So
right.
That's what we're going to do. I'm going to plug in my light that my dog decided to unplug.
Okay. I'm going to let you go ahead and plug in your light. Definitely, we got Millena Gay. She's here, and we'll be talking to her about her film, which she spoke of momentarily. And also, if you guys want to get in and talk to her, she's here right now. Keyword DA Radio Show on all social media platforms. She will be here, and you can ask her some questions if you like. The avenue is open for you as well. So, Millena, I was reading in your bio that you were. Lately we've been having a lot of Mrs. Something on here on the show. We had Miss California Teen on recently, Miss California, Miss Black California as well, and we've had another Miss competition young lady that came on recently that escapes my memory. But I read that you were Miss Black Gold. Now, what is Miss Black Gold? What does that entail?
Well, there's actually Miss Black World.
Oh, Miss Black World. Okay.
Miss Black World for Prince George's County. Prince George's County, Maryland. And I won that back in 1995, 96. And it was interesting because I actually did not want to enter the beauty pageant. I was intended to be an international corporate attorney with a concentration on the Spanish-speaking countries. And I was going to take over my family's law firm. But in between going to law school, my mother insisted that I enter this beauty pageant. And I was like, I don't want to. I'm going to be a lawyer. I don't want to. So anyway, she won out and I won.
Okay.
And I won Miss Congeniality.
Oh, all right. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. And so silly little puppy is so entitled and spoiled. And the problem is that he's hearing the fireworks now. And so that's making him antsy and jumpy.
Let me see your puppy's face.
Oh, he's a stinker. His name is Ruben.
Hey, Ruben. How you doing, Ruben?
After my grandmother.
Hi, Ruben. Yeah, we love the dog, so I had to see your dog. Hi, Ruben.
He's a sweetie pie.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to see you, Ruben. I know you having a rough go at it for the 4th of July. It's going to be a rough couple of days for you.
It's been awful. I mean, I get in and he's shaking and hiding and I try to leave things on for him if I have to go somewhere. But I mean, the problem is he's spoiled.
Right. That's the real problem.
That's always the problem. And he just wants me to be around. And the more that I coddle him and hug and just hold him, the more he loves it. So.
Wow. Well, as they should. We love the dogs around here. Everybody has a dog. Except for me now, but everybody has a dog. But I've had 2 of them myself, so I know.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. You know.
Absolutely. Now, I see that you were also in many television shows. All My Children, General Hospital, and all that. What was that experience like being on all those shows?
Well, it was actually very interesting because I initially wasn't intended to, I didn't have an interest in the entertainment industry. And so it was because I won the beauty pageant and my talent was acting that the photographer of the pageant suggested I take some pictures and send them to New York. And so I did, and I started getting phone calls from opportunities in New York to be on USA Live and New York Undercover and, various different television shows. And so my actual big break came when I landed a role on One Life to Live, the soap opera One Life to Live, as Nora's legal assistant.
Oh, wow.
So it was like, hey, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm playing one on TV. And so it was exciting because when I was in New York, I was on All My Children, One Life to Live, and The Guiding Light. So, and they were essentially like across the street and down the street from each other because everything's close together in New York. So it was, it was actually kind of fun just comparing, the different sets, the different energy, the different people, the different cast. Filming One Life to Live, we were actually downstairs in a basement.
Wow.
Of one of the studios. Right. It was really wild. We were in a basement, and yet on All My Children, we were overlooking the Hudson River on like the 7th or 8th floor. And then the Guiding Light was, a few blocks away, and we were, in a middle level. So, but being on the shows, and then when I came to Los Angeles, I landed a role on General Hospital. And then a few years, I was Talia, the manager of the Metroport Hotel. And then a few years after that, I landed a role on The Young and the Restless as Marjorie Curtis.
Oh, wow.
So they're all, I'm a soap opera veteran, and that's what I'm primarily known for in the entertainment industry and I'm considered a celebrity, what have you, because of my numerous soap opera appearances. And people actually recognize me and remember my roles because, soap opera folks, you don't mess with them. They know their people.
Yeah, they have cult followings with those soap operas. I know.
They do. So, that's actually pretty cool. And that's actually what took me down the path of producing, because, I love acting and I love it, but I'm also kind of a nerd. So I love contracts and spreadsheets and things like that. So the producing aspect of it incorporates that part of my brain.
Right.
And actually, I've second chaired 4 trials, and I worked with a law firm on and off as I'm out in California. So that kind of worked that side of the nerd part of me too. And so now it's like acting and producing combined is the creative and the technical is what's called a director. Right?
Oh, that's all combined into one.
It's all combined, and I didn't know how much I loved it until Diane told me, go ahead and direct my documentary. Go ahead. Because I was like, I'm going to get Bill Duke or Oba or someone else to direct. She's like, no, you direct. I'm like, I don't want to. I'm not a director. I'm a producer. I'm an actress. Like, think Oprah.
Yeah.
That's, I'm not going to do that. She was like, you can do it. Just go ahead, girl. You do that. I'm like, no, I don't want to. And so finally I just said, okay, I'm pretty much doing it anyway. So I'll go ahead and just direct this and finish it out. And I ended up directing Danny Glover. Because he's the narrator for it. And as I was directing Danny, I was like, oh, okay, I like this. He made it easy.
He made it easy for you,
because he's Danny Glover. Right. And there's a little funny story to it that I say he put some Danny on it, because we're actually coming down to the crunch time where we had 17 pages of dialogue, and we spent the first, couple of hours reviewing the movie and going over things and taking it slow. And then we got down to the last 30 minutes. We still had 10 pages left.
Wow.
I was like, and there's no tomorrow. Like it was in San Francisco. I was like, okay, this is it. This is all. I said, Danny, my friend, sir, I'm gonna need you to put some Danny on it. He said, I got you. And
I got you.
Doggone it. If we did not Zoom, and it was brilliant. It actually finished at 5:25. We had to be done by 5:30. 5:25.
He was done.
Done.
Wow.
He put some Danny on it, boy. That's Danny Glover for you.
That's good. That's good. You have somebody like Danny there. His professionalism, I'm sure, made it really easy for you to get that movie done before 5:30.
Well, it did. It really did. And, his professionalism, his dedication to it, and, we just really put everything into it. And I was like, you know what, this is what directing is. And then it's cool, but that's a documentary, right? So then I just finished directing a film, Something About Mother, that I was mandated to direct by my friend Noreen McClendon. She wrote it, and she's the executive producer of it. And she said, you're going to direct this. So I was like, no. No. And she said, oh yeah, you got to do this. God said you are doing I'm like, no, I'm not. And so then after she said you have to, and I was like, okay, I guess I will. And then it's with the people. The cast was amazing. Jane Kennedy is the lead title of Mother and Something About Mother. Lawrence Hilton Jacobs is a doctor. Dawn Lewis is in it. Lydia Cornell, Emmy winner Vincent Irizarry. These are, not only are they my good friends, but they are award-winning professionals. So, it was, they made it easy. They made it fun. And her son played Von McClendon III. He was the lead character, Caleb, and he was outstanding at what he did. So it was just really nice being able to, and having the luxury and freedom to call my friends and cast them in it. And just, we're a team. We work together. Like, I want it to be great. They want me to be great. They want the project to be great. And so it was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And then getting on the set and just doing it, like really fully being that director, I was like,
wow.
This is my zone. I love it. This is my happy place. I think I found it. This is what I'm here to do. This is what I'm called to do. Thank you, God, for letting me find my thing, which is to tell stories and pictures. So I'm just super excited, and I'm just humble and honored, because I know a lot of people don't get to find that. And I'm just grateful that I did find it. And I have, wonderful people supporting me, reminding me, when you have Jane Kennedy telling you you're awesome and great, Danny Glover telling you you're awesome and great. And it everybody telling me I'm awesome and great and wonderful at it. I'm like, okay, well, I think I'm awesome and great at it. So it was just I'm glad to have finally found my way and my path, and I'm looking forward to what God has in store next.
Well, you know what? You know, there's something that could really use your attorney skills right now, and something that needs to be solved that's actually affecting you big time, and that's this writer's strike. So I'm sure they can use you in the courtroom to decide what to do with this writer's strike out there. What do you think that needs to be done to get the writers back to work? What do you think?
Well, the interesting thing is, so we all had strikes. We all were about to strike, right? So I'm a card-carrying SAG member, and we were ready to strike at the end of the month. We got an extension. We're allowing the negotiations to continue until the 12th, and we'll see what because I mean, I'm a card-carrying member of SAG, so we're right there now. The interesting thing is the director's contract was up last month. So now the directors walked into that room, said, this is what we want. And the producers essentially, and I'm paraphrasing, said, okay. And the directors walked out and said, we didn't have to strike, none of that. Still working on with the actors, the writers. It's been going on for almost 2 months, and it's just not fair. I mean, what writers are just asking for are just basic things. And when you have the executives who are making these millions and millions of dollars in bonuses and things like that, and the writers are barely able to, just asking for, can we get compensated for the work that's continually being shown and over, and people are enjoying? Can we get our residuals? Can we just have a fair wage? Can we, it's basic things. And it's just about equity. Let's be fair and let's be equitable, because at the end of the day, if the writers didn't write it, then the actors wouldn't have the good work, the words to act off of. The directors wouldn't have anything to direct. Like, it all starts with the writers. Really, it starts with the written word, because without the written word, we have, unscripted or reality. But what a lot of people don't really realize and know is that even reality is actually written.
Exactly.
There are writers who write all of that. None of it is real.
Absolutely.
None.
Absolutely.
It's called Hollywood. So the writers are needed, and I applaud them for standing up for what they believe in and what they want. And I'm with them. I'm with them on the picket lines. And you got to take a stand for what you believe in. Good for them. Mm-hmm. I just hope the producers, the AMPMT, the producers who are doing this, I don't recall the AMPTP, I believe.
Okay.
Anyway, I just hope we're all able to come together and just get back to work, get back to making entertainment, and get back to enjoying, doing what we love to do.
Exactly.
Which is make movies and make television and make people happy. Because remember the pandemic? What you're doing, what you do, and what I do and we do, that's what kept everybody sane. Mm-hmm. That's it. And D Nice.
Yeah, well, D Nice, exactly. Can't forget D Nice. D Nice had it going on Instagram. You can't go on Instagram without D Nice being on there.
Right.
Doing it big.
No, you can't.
I like that what D Nice is doing.
Yeah.
For sure, man. We got Millena Gay. She's here right now. Again, if you want to talk to her, Keyword DA Radio Show on all social media platforms. Come on up. If you're in the clubhouse room, come on up to the stage. And we'll let you talk to Millena while she's here for a few more moments. We're just chopping it up. Just go ahead and in our conversation, just out of Spotlight 360 Media. And the radio show will be officially starting in about 35 minutes from now. So we're in Spotlight 360 Media, just in a conversation with Millena Gay, talking about everything in the world of film and television. Now, Millena, Honey Peach Productions, tell us about that company of yours.
Yes, that's Honey Peach Productions. So just redid the logo. Okay. It was a different logo, but I think this is outstanding. Here it is right here.
Okay. Okay, I see that.
It is. The name came about when I was figuring out what I wanted my company name to be. And I was like, I don't want it to be Millena Gay Productions. I want it to be something catchy and something fun. And so one of my best friends growing up, she gave me a nickname, Peaches, because we were coming up with nicknames at the time. Okay. And so I was like, I like, because of my complexion, I guess peaches and cream complexion, what have you. So Peaches is my nickname. And then my teacher in high school, Miss Keeney, she was big on calling people by their nicknames. And there were two in the class, Kitty and Peaches. So I kind of like the Peaches nickname. And honey is the color of my makeup. So I was like, I don't know what else to I can just put that together. Honey peach, then peach honey. And I was like, honey peach sounds kind of good. Honey, color my makeup, and Peaches is my name. So that's how it got honey peach.
Interesting. I like that. All right. That's
being
creative.
That's it.
Okay. Now
couldn't think of anything else.
So with that said, you work on many projects through that company, right?
Yes. I actually was on a show earlier today, and they told me they counted my films, and apparently I've done 7 of them.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't count them. I just do them and keep going. Keep going on to the next and keep going on to the next. I'm about to start another one called Allensworth, about a town that was founded by Black people.
Wow.
And it's fantastic.
That is
you heard of Allensworth?
Yeah, you know what? I've heard of Allensworth, but not only that, this is real from my heart. I wanted to do a film on the Allensworth. I wanted to do one. I thought about that maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. I wanted to do a film on Allensworth because I know no one has ever done one. So I'm happy to see that someone is actually doing a film on Allensworth.
Yes, she's written the script already. The script is completely done. We had a meeting last week about it. And actually she came to the screening of the documentary about Diane. Okay. And she was like, I need to talk to you. And literally had just finished the Q&A and about to go take pictures. And she said, does Honey Peach take manuscripts? And I was like, yeah, sure. So she reached in her purse and was about to pull it out. I was like, hold on. Let's just email it to me and let's actually have a full conversation because I want to give it the respect. I want to give you the respect that you deserve by focusing on this. So email it to me and then let's sit and have a meeting and let's see what happens. So we did that and it's a go. So
it's a go. I look forward to seeing that. I look forward to seeing that. Wow.
Yeah, you've heard of it. That's awesome.
Yeah. I one of my minors in college was Black Studies. So, and I actually was on a bus tour to Allensworth. Yeah, so we actually went there. Many years ago when I was in college. But we went. This is up north, Northern California. If you're not knowing, Allensworth is one of the first Black towns on the West Coast. And it's been around for many years. I haven't been to it in almost 20 years, so I don't know what it looks like now. But I know that it was one of the first Black towns on the West Coast. And if you had a chance to go up there and check it out, please do so. Please do so. Please do so.
Yeah, actually, we're going. There's some kind of festival thing happening in September, I believe. And she was talking about that. She's like, we have to go to it. And I said, okay, let's sign this contract and
you ought to check it out.
let me get the crew together and then let's go get some footage. Let's make it happen.
Take a look. It's worth the trip. It's worth the trip.
Well, then there's some kind of festival or something that's happening there, like in September. Some kind of like really cool festival, but she wants to show it to me. So I think it's a go.
Well, yeah, well, definitely. I'm happy to see it. I look forward to seeing that movie when it comes out.
Thank you.
For sure. Now, speaking of movies, you did a short on Diane, right?
No, the feature. That's a feature.
Oh, the feature.
Documentary.
The documentary. I'm sorry.
An hour and 20-minute feature, and that's one that's narrated by Danny.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's take a look at the trailer so the audience can get familiar with the project. Here we go.
Okay.
Spotlight 360 Media. Let's make it happen. Here we go.
I'm trying to find a way in which we can also, through Diane, tell a story. Tell a story.
The great Congresswoman Diane Watson.
Congresswoman Watson.
That silver feeling that you have in your mouth, but it's always giving off vapors that go to the brain, and you wonder why children are dulled down.
I want to see that every single child gets a quality education.
Wow, that is a headline that we have elected a president from Kenya. Also, just the part where she said that they are trying to see.
Why would the president go out and say we're safer if his intelligence agencies refute these claims?
I'm not a black leader. I am a leader in Congress.
On Christmas, it's really important that we all come together, and show that we respect and love each other.
And that's a documentary right there on Diane Watson. That's out, right, Millena?
Well, it's finished.
Okay.
And we've had 3 screenings of it.
Okay.
And there are going to be several more.
Okay.
I made it with the intention of, I just want people to know who Diane is and what she's done and the sacrifices that she made. Like, so many people don't know, that silver filling that we have in our mouth, she's the one that passed the bill and wrote the legislation and got it passed. Have that taken out of our mouths. And so, but when we went to the dentist, I know I had cavities and they were silver. And then I remember I went to the dentist and the dentist took it out and just put in white. And I was like, well, what are you doing? He said, oh, we now have to have it white. No one ever explained why or any of that. It was just, this is what is happening. And she's the one who did that. Or even on the census, why we are now called African American instead of Black or Negro or any of that. That's because of her.
Wow.
And that's because she said, everyone in America knows where their gene pool is from. You're Chinese American, your gene pool comes from China. Japanese, your gene pool comes from Japan. Mexico, Mexican. Black people, our gene pool is from Black? No.
Yeah, no.
We should
know.
Our gene pool is from Africa. So that's where we get African American from. And she called the people in from the Census Bureau into her office, had that conversation, and it passed. And so that's her doing. Wow. So there are all so many things like this that people don't know that they should know and give credit where credit is due. So that's where it came from.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. I never knew. I learned something tonight. So that movie's being shown. So you're showing that around and getting a good response and a good feedback, I would assume, right?
Yes. So far it's been in 3 festivals and 4 festivals: Honolulu, Honolulu African American Film Festival, the Las Vegas Black Film Festival, the Marina Del Rey Film Festival, and the SoCal Fest. So we just finished it in February. So it's still very, very new. And so right now I'm in the exhibition stage of just taking it to different festivals. And I want to let high school students see it and college students see it, and just people all over be able to be able to see and understand the contributions that she has made in order to make our society a better place. So that's where I am at, and just wanting everyone to see it.
Okay, very good. Now, you just did a project also, your latest project. Tell us about that real quick.
Oh my gosh, that's a fantastic project. It's called Something About Mother, written by Noreen McClendon, who's also the executive producer. And it's a short story. It's actually a 40-minute short, so it's a long short. And it is about the power of prayer and how prayer changes things. And the premise is there's a young couple that's played by Clavon McClendon III and Candace Renee. And they've been trying to get pregnant. They've suffered a couple of miscarriages. They finally have gotten pregnant and all excited. And then her water breaks.
The water.
Her water breaks.
It's the water.
While she's at their office, but 4 weeks early. So there's a slight panic of, oh my gosh, it's 4 weeks early, we've come this far. And so there was an earthquake getting to the hospital. Like, so many things get to the hospital. And then the baby is born prematurely, of course. Baby is born and you think everything is fine. And then some lab results come back. And we find out the baby needs an operation immediately, surgery on a newborn. And so they were concerned, and then they were considering it, and the doctors, all of that. And then his mother, played by the fabulous, amazing, wonderful Jane Kennedy, she overhears the conversation and she says, no, we don't have to do surgery because there's a higher power in charge.
Wow.
We're gonna work on that. And so it's essentially about the power of prayer and how prayer can change things.
Wow.
Prayer changes things. It's such a beautiful story. It's beautiful.
And is that one is that out too? That's gonna do in the film festivals or where?
Well, we're not quite finished with it yet.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So we're still in the post-production process of it. We're still getting the composer, who's actually a performer as well, Alfred Jackson. So he's actually touring right now. Oh, okay. He won't be back until the beginning of August. Okay. So it won't be fully scored until the beginning of August. And so give that a couple of weeks. And so probably by the end of August, beginning of September, it'll be fully finished and ready to go.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing that one when it comes out as well. But we're going to have to go on our end also. So tell everybody where to follow you and get all the good information on your projects and on Honey Peach Productions and everything.
Well, sure. Actually, it's pretty basic. Millena Gay. Spelled MILLENA GAY. And that's on Facebook, on Instagram. I have, some Honey Peach production. I have a Honey Peach Productions thing on Instagram, but I don't put anything on there. And, it's just Millena Gay at LinkedIn, Alignable.
Everything.
Basic.
Okay.
My team gets on me enough about not posting enough on that. So goodness sakes, I can't have any more.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? I want to thank you for joining me inside of Spotlight 360 Media today. I told our friend that I was only going to have you on for 10 minutes, and I kept you on a little longer than that. Closer to 30. So
it's quite all right. It's such a pleasure. It is such a pleasure. And she is an amazing publicist.
Yes,
she's fantastic. Marie is 2 thumbs up for Marie.
Yeah, definitely.
She didn't say 10 minutes, but that's okay. When you have the information and the flow, you just go with the flow. That's all good.
Definitely. We go with the flow. And then, so when the next project is done, please come back again. We need to sit down and do this again. And I'm sure I'm going to come do your red carpets or something like that at your event. So I look forward to meeting you in person.
And I look forward to meeting you as well. And I'll be honored to come back again. All right, thank you. And maybe some of the other cast will come with me, or maybe even Maureen, the writer, producer. So, I love being a guest on your show. You've been so kind and so generous to me with your time and with your questions. So
thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, well, we got to go. Well, have a good evening, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you. And you be safe and enjoy the 4th.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Tell the dog bye as well.
I will.